Making a chocolate babka is way easier than it looks. The only reason I used to avoid making it too often was the sugar overload. But I cracked the code and today I'm excited to share with you my guilt-free chocolate babka that is so close to the real thing. And this recipe seriously is a game changer. It takes a little time to prepare, but 90% of the time is letting it rise and actually not doing any real work. I start with making a yeast dough and it's quite easy to put together. In a large bowl whisk together 300 grams whole wheat flour, packet of instant yeast and half teaspoon salt. Making it with oat flour didn't actually work, so I choose whole wheat flour for added fiber and perfect dough rise. Then in another bowl beat 2 medium-sized eggs with 60 ml milk of any kind and only 1 tablespoon sweetener, either maple syrup or agave. Pour the mixture into the flour, use a spoon to combine everything, and once it begins to come together it's time to start kneading the dough for about 8 to 10 minutes. You can knead it any way you like, with a stand mixer, bread machine, or simply by your hand. Anyway, after 1 to 2 minutes add a small knobs of butter, one at a time, and knead until incorporated. You'll need 60 grams in total. Make sure you use room temperature butter because melted butter can turn your dough way too greasy and mess with the texture. At the end the dough should feel silky to the touch and not sticky or wet. While the dough is rising, let's make the filling. The most popular is chocolate butter and powdered sugar filling, but I'm going to make it healthier, so here in a jar I have previously soaked 90 grams dates. You can use fresh dates too. Into the dates I'm going to add 25 grams cocoa powder, 65 grams applesauce and half teaspoon cinnamon, no sugar, no butter. And now I'll take a hand blender and process it into a smooth paste. It smells wonderful and it makes such a great substitute for a classic sugary filling. After the dough has doubled in size, place it on a work surface and roll it out into a large rectangle. This dough contains more fat than a regular dough, so there's no need to sprinkle it with flour or to work directly on a parchment paper, because it doesn't stick to the countertop. Also, I recommend you avoiding any extra flour if you can, because too much flour can impact the texture and create a very dry yeast bread. Now spread the filling generously all over the dough without worrying about the edges or trying to make it look perfect. And you gently begin rolling it from one side to the other, giving it a slight pull each time to create those lovely layers. Carefully cut the log in half so you have 2 long pieces. Now this is the tricky part, the dough is soft, so get a bit gentle. Take one half and flop it over the other, then twist them together, making sure those cut sides stay facing up. This is how you get that cool swirl effect when it bakes. Pop it into a lined loaf pan and don't sweat if it looks a bit messy. Cover it up and give it another 45 minutes to an hour to rise until it reaches the top of the pan. Preheat the oven to 350F or 180C and bake the babka for 30 to 40 minutes or until golden brown and firm to the touch. Don't stress too much about how it looks, it's all about the taste with this cake. So even if your first babka isn't the prettiest, that's totally fine. This healthier chocolate babka recipe makes 10 or 11 slices and each slice has 177 calories, 6.1 grams fat, 28.5 grams carbs and 5.4 grams protein. Similar to the classic version, this babka features layers of sweet bread, but instead of a chocolate filling, it's got a delicious blend of dates and cocoa powder. The taste is just the right amount of sweetness, a hint of cinnamon and lots of chocolate goodness without going over the top. And you can really taste the dates. Definitely one of the best healthy treats I've made in a while. So whether you're an avid baker or just learning how to bake, I have lots of easy and healthy baked goodies that can help you become a better baker. Check out my playlist here. Thank you so much for watching. See you in another video. Stay healthy, stay happy.